Hey guys, this is Carrie, and in this video we're going to take a look at properly formatted HTML and see what that allows us to do that's different than what we've done before. So up until this video, we've been coding and we've been having great, wonderful, pretty functional websites. But it turns out all the code we've been writing hasn't been properly formatted for our web browser. So in this video, we're going to upgrade our skills so that we actually have a properly formatted HTML and everything is ready to go. And we'll see what that allows us to do that's new. So I am working on my properly formatted.html file, and I've got a project folder of a similar name already set up. So rather than just start coding with our tags right away like this, the way that we properly format an HTML file is you type left angle bracket HT. And Sublime Text is so cool. This is the best thing it does to me with HTML stuff. You press tab, and it actually auto-generates this entire template. And this template right here is necessary for a properly formatted HTML document. So let's investigate each part of this document. The first thing that we have here is we've got a statement that looks a little strange. It's called the doc type statement. And the purpose of the doc type statement is to let the browser know what version of HTML we're coding in. We will always be coding in the most recent version of HTML, which in this case is HTML5. And so our doc type statement will always look like this. We might, in some cases, maybe not for this class, want to write in an older version of HTML, and then we would have a different doc type so that the browser knew we were actually writing HTML in an older version. We're not going to look at any other versions of this in this video. Next up, we're going to say here's where the HTML code starts by using the opening tag there, and here is where the HTML tag or the HTML code ends by saying this is the end of the HTML code. Within the HTML code, we have two sections, the head and the body. So in the past, basically everything we've been doing is stuff that would normally go on the body of the HTML document. So we're going to add all of that to the body just like normal. So you press enter, and you want to be tabbed in one layer here so that it looks like it's inside of the body, nested in the body. So we can do all the elements that we're used to in H1, so about me, in H2, all about Carrie. All of this stuff would normally go in the tag here, or in the body tags here. So H3, biography, paragraph here, blah, blah, blah. And let me just copy and paste that a bunch of times so it actually looks like a paragraph. Save. And let's take a look at the document. So when we load the HTML, you can either do whatever you want to open it in the web browser. But now that you got it open in the web browser, this should look exactly the same as the documents that you've been working on before. Now you might be wondering, what's the purpose of this whole formatting other than alerting the browser? If that's all we had to do, then can't we just do the normal stuff? Why do we have to have this whole body and head section? Well, the head section is actually going to allow us to do a lot of different things. So what the body section has to do with is it's all the stuff that appears within the website itself right here, this region that I'm circling with a mouse. The head is going to be information that appears not here, or might not appear, but might be important for rendering our web page. So let's take a look at a couple of different things that might go in the head. The first thing is they actually gave us this nice little title thing. So for the title here, let me do that. The title is About Carrie. So then we save it, and let's see where this appears on our website. So we press Command R and we refresh it, and it looks like About Carrie is right here. I wonder if you could have found that without me pointing it out, but it is right here, so that's where the title is. So About Carrie, and then if we change that and save it and refresh it, then the title will change. So then the next thing that we're going to be looking at doing is we're going to be looking at how do you change this little icon here? So you probably have a little globe there. My browser, for some reason, has a different logo there right now, but I might want to make that something totally different. So the way that you can change this is, first what you're going to do is you're going to get a screenshot or a picture of the thing you want to change it to. So I like this little sort of fractally snowflake thing that I made here a while ago. I'm going to screenshot that as my icon. So once you screenshot that, we need to convert that screenshot from a .png file, which is what it currently is stored as, to a new file type called .ico. So I Googled something called a Fav Icon, and if you do that, it will take you to a whole bunch of free websites that will convert any image to the Fav Icon, which is the thing that goes here. So the one that I found was simplest was this one right here. So we click this one. We're going to choose a file. I'm going to choose the snowflake. I'm going to not generate the complex version of this. I only want to generate the 16 by 16 for my web page, and I don't want to include it in the public gallery. Make sure you don't click all the ads on these. These are free sites, so they're being populated by ads. The real button here is the create Fav Icon. So you press create Fav Icon, and now it's done it. So to add this to my web page, there are two steps. The first thing I need to do is I need to download the generated Fav Icon. By clicking this link, I can go into my downloads folder, and I can take that icon, and similar to what we had to do with the images, move this icon into the same folder that our HTML document's in. So we'll drag it and drop it. Now that that icon is in the same folder as our HTML file will easily be able to access this file. So the last step here is you can actually take the code that they gave you, and you can put that not in the body of your page, because it's something that doesn't appear actually in the body. It's something that goes in the head of your web page. So when I did Command V there, after copying and pasting this, copying and pasting it here, notice that it didn't preserve the indentation. I'd like to make sure that these are all tabbed over, and you can do it manually so that they're all tabbed over like that. But another way that you can do it is you can use Smart Paste. So you do Command Shift V, and it will automatically paste them with the proper indentation. Now, the way that they generated this code, we have to make one change to it. You're going to delete the slash here, and you're going to delete the slash here. And this should create the right Fav icon for our web page. So let's save it, and let's refresh it. And when we do that, we've got our title, we've got our Fav icon. I think this video is getting a little long, but there's one more thing that I would like to show you about the head of the web page. And it has to do with emojis. So some of us have been adding emojis to our websites, and I'm going to do that right now. So the way you add an emoji to your website on a Mac is you can press Control, Command, Space, and it will pull up the emoji keyboard. So I like this little rage face, so I'm going to drag him and drop him in a number of different places on my page. Then I'll save my web page and I'll press refresh. So in Google Chrome, we have no problems. That emoji appears perfectly. Unfortunately, if you were to open this web page in another browser, let me go back to the file, Control click, and open it with Safari. Safari actually creates something very different looking. Oops, sorry, I clicked a little cheat sheet there, sorry. Let me go back to the Chrome version. So instead of having the emoji, it gives us this strange little symbolic thing. And the reason that it does that is your code is actually stored in your computer as a combination of ones and zeros. So every single thing we've been coding at some layer on your computer, the deepest layer, is just ones and zeros. And your web browser needs to know, how do I decode those ones and zeros to make proper looking websites, proper looking English? And Safari and Chrome are actually decoding your website in two different ways. So what you would need to do if you wanted this website to work in all browsers is you would need to specify on your website the method that the web browser should be using to decode those ones and zeros. So what we're going to do is we're going to add one more line of code to the head of our web page to fix this emoji problem. So we're going to look up a line of code called meta UTF-8. And I always forget this line of code, but the good news is that if you just search for meta UTF-8, someone else has this line of code, and you can copy, and then wherever you want in the head of your web page, Command Shift Paste, so Smart Paste, into the document. Now if we save this and we reload it here and in Safari, because we've specified that we want to use the UTF-8 decoding or encoding system, Safari will actually decode those ones and zeros properly and show the emojis. See you guys in class.